As you can see from the little mini packing sequence, I'm currently a couple hours away from getting on a flight to LA for 10 days. I thought this was the perfect opportunity to pick up some new gear and utilize this opportunity to create some more content. Trying to figure out what the perfect vlogging setup is for me personally. Right now, I am currently using the ZV-E1 with 20 to 40, I think. Let's check. 20 to 40 Tamron f2.8, and over the past year using this setup for social media and for filming vlogs, I've realized that Tamron isn't the best lens for autofocus. This is definitely not the best lens for videos, especially when I'm not directly looking at the screen and I'm looking at the lens. Now, the entire cinematic sequence intro of the Canadian National Exhibition Centre that I put in the beginning of this vlog, I used this specific lens to film. I picked this up actually the same day I went to the CNE. I went ahead and picked up a new lens. It's new to me, but it's used. And it's in here. They didn't give me a box at Henry's, but this is the 24 to 105 f4. I've never owned this lens before, and it's honestly in pretty good condition. There's like no noticeable scratches or anything, to be honest. Nothing on the lens. It was rated a 8+, and the highest they ever give is a 9. I've filmed so much stuff and vlogs with this lens, and like I want to say like 40% of the time, it's maybe like 30 to 40% of the time, it's not in focus. So definitely making the switch up to this to hopefully get better quality vlogs and to really push me to vlog more. Because it is f4, and f4 is pretty good when it comes to keeping things in focus. Being an OSS, I get better stabilization, as well as because it is a native Sony lens, autofocus is pretty mint. I do notice that this lens does get a little bit heavy when you extend it to 105, but it's not a big deal because when I'm using this lens specifically for vlogging, I'm going to be using it for capturing cinematic ambience, settings, trying to just capture the space that I'm in. So to counter that, I actually bought another lens that's in this box right here. But before we get to that, I have a few more things that I'm going to be unboxing. This is the Mantis Pod that I picked up today. So this right here is the PGY Tech Mantis Pod, and surprisingly, it comes with a quick release. I used to have and use a GorillaPod. Don't think it was actually that good because you have to adjust all the different legs. It takes a little bit more time. You get the cool factor that you could wrap it around anything, but at the same time, do you really trust it wrapping around anything and not falling over? I think the Mantis Pod is great. The ability to do this and then mount it on something, like I can mount it on that. You can mount it on anything that kind of has a ledge, like a door or table, whatever. This is the first pickup, and I think this is going to come in handy on my trip to LA. Two other things that I have are ND filters. These are variable ND filters from K&F Concept, and I'm currently using the same kind of 1:9 stop on this lens as well. I'm honestly not extremely happy with the 1:9 because there's a lot of vignetting that happens when you're on the edges of the 1 and the 9. Being super bright outside and you're using almost all the stops of light, I don't think this is the best ND filter for someone who's always shooting outside. These are probably the very cheapest ND filters that you can purchase. They're the most accessible ones because you can buy them on Amazon and they come within a day, and which is one of the reasons why I bought this, because I didn't really plan ahead and purchase some higher quality but more expensive ones and longer shipping time ones. So I just opted for these ones, and I'm probably going to use them, give them a little try to kind of figure out what the sweet spot is. Finally, the last pickup is in this Amazon box. I had to purchase this lens on Amazon because it was sold out everywhere. Up this 11mm f1.8 APS-C Sony camera lens. Now, all my camera bodies are full frame, but this is an APS-C. Now, a lot of you guys might be questioning why I would get an APS-C lens for a full frame camera because of the crop factor. Well, now I've seen a lot of people, content creators, use this specific lens on their full frame bodies, and it creates a really cool vignetting effect. So let's give it a try actually. Basically, I'm holding the camera body right now, and this is how wide it is. You can see the whole freaking room, and I'm in focus. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted this lens. And bam, you can see the kind of vignetting on the corners and the bottom. And the only way to do this is actually to turn off active stabilization, because with the active stabilization, you are essentially cropping it in a little bit from the camera so that things are a little bit more stable. But releasing it, you get this beautiful vignetting, this beautiful, cool vignetting shot. Yeah, these are the two new lenses that I'll be using strictly for vlogging. All right, it is currently 8 o'clock. It's about time I finish packing up and head on over to the airport.